All right, so we want to explode our cube into a, so that we can see all the parts separately, but maintaining the integrity of the structure of the cube. So let me get it to load here. I'm going to pull up two different files. We're going to pull up, this is what we want it to look like. We want to save a file that looks similar to this. And then we also want to see the, so here we are in the IPN file where we've pulled the components apart, leaving our base one there. So the one that we start with on the table would be here, and then we add our other components to it. So how do we get to that? Close that file. And what I'm going to do is opening what's called a presentation file. So I'm going to make sure that I'm in the file project that I want to be in, where all my parts are stored. And I'm going to actually open a presentation file. When you get this blank screen, you're going to import your assembly from that project. You should be in the project folder, and you should only see one assembly in there. If you have multiple assemblies, you would have to choose which one you want. I'm going to pop in my cube. And I'm going to kind of center it. I want to be able to see it in a relationship where I can anticipate the parts coming out. So I'm going to just zoom out just a touch, and I'm going to start pulling it apart. Now, keep in mind that when we pull our parts off of this, we want to do it in a fashion that, for instance, this orange part, I can't just go straight up, or this section here would go through that yellow cube. So I need to keep in mind of how logically we can pull this apart and still maintain the integrity of not looking like it's going through or ghosting through another part. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go up here, and we've got kind of a storyboard at the bottom. I don't know if you can see this down here. Kind of gives you in seconds of what's going on. And I'm going to tweak components. So again, if we hover over it, it kind of shows you what the deal is. We're pulling stuff off of the assembly. So I'm going to select tweak component, and then it's going to say, okay, what component do you want to tweak? And I'm going to say, okay, well, I want to do this one, or I want to do this one. In this case, I'm going to start with this orange one back here, and I'm going to pull it straight back this way. So I'm going to click on that part, left click, and now it gives me this UCS icon, right? I want to go back this way, but the arrow is pointing this way. I can't change that axis, but what I can do is select the right direction, the linear direction, and give it a positive or a negative, in this case, number. And I'm going to try just -2, see what that looks like. And that's pretty good. You know, that takes it off the distance. Let's see what -3 looks like. That's even better. Maybe -2.5. Okay? So that's how we move it off of the object. Now, once it's off the object, you can move it in other directions if you want to. You can pull it back out this way. You can go another direction. You can even do rotations. And we'll take a look at that in a second. So now that I've pulled that one off, let's go and select this one. But before I do, I need to finish that part. So I'm going to hit the OK or Enter, and I'm going to go and tweak my next component. In this case, the arrow is pointing exactly the direction I want to go. I want to come down and to the left, so I'm going to go -2.5. Oops, I don't need the negative. 2.5. Let's go 3. Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to finish it. I'm going to tweak the green one out that's back there. Tweak. Select it. I want to go in that linear direction, but now I need to go in negative, right? -3. Okay. And the pink one. I got to select the you can either select the part or the tweak first, but you have to make sure the part is selected. And we're going to come off of that 3. So now they're all separated. None of them are touching each other. This one up here is a little bit close, so I'm going to move that one up a little bit. But before I do that, I just want to show you the rotational constraint. So I've moved it 3. I'm good. Now I'm going to do a rotational constraint. So the 3 is good. It's already pulled out. I can hit that. Let's do the rotational constraint. Rotate. And let's just go, we'll go 180 degrees. Let's go 270. See what that looks like. There you go. And finish. And I'm going to pull this one up just a little bit. Add another tweak to it. Pull it up. And you can play with this. I just want you to do a basic tweak on this, on the one that you turn in. But have fun with it. You can pull it up, spin them around, move them in and out, whatever you want to do. The more tweaks you do, the longer the video is going to be. So just keep that in mind. So let's move this one up 1 unit. There we go. And hit OK. Now the units that I'm moving are in relation to the unit size. So these are all an inch, inch and a half. So the unit size is all going to be an inch, inch and a half. If these were built in feet and you were only moving 1 inch, you wouldn't see that much difference in movement. But anyway, so here we are. We have our exploded view. Now we need to go to File, Save As. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go File, Save As, Exploded View. Right. Save. Now we can move on to the next one. So that's doing an IPM file. Now we can play this, have it pull it apart. Or we can play it in the reverse direction, having it putting itself together. Or you can do both. All right, so there we have it. We could copy that and add it again and play it over and over, or we can do a video. We can make a video where it does it. In fact, we can click on that. If we go video here, set it up. You usually want to do a WAV file, WVM file. You could do an AVI file, whatever works for your. If you have Windows Movie Maker or something like that, the WMV file is better. If you're using most standard video players, then the AVI file might work better for you. So just you can call it whatever you want to, hit OK, it's going to record it. I usually do it in a Microsoft Video, hit OK. Quality can take to about 90 and go OK. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually create a video for you in a video format that you could post to YouTube or whatever you want to do. I'm not requiring you to do that for this. I just want you to get the exploded view. But that's how you would do it. It's going to publish that video, and it's going to ask you to save it. Where do you want to save it? It's going to save it in your drive or in your project folder.